Bedtime Story. This is an African folk tale that originated from the eastern part of Nigeria. Civilization has washed away many historic tales of our origins, and many cannot explain the origins of their village names. Let me tell you the story of Umu-Ele village, the village of Umu-Alozi. Once upon a time, there was a village named Umu-Alozi. They were known for their fertile land, which yielded bountiful harvests of food and animals. They were a rich village, believed to be blessed with such wealth through the intercession of their oracle to the gods. As a result, the oracle was greatly respected and feared. However, there was one thing Umu-Alozi lacked: beautiful women. All their women were short and not considered attractive, which made neighboring villages laugh at them. The chief priest refused to marry any of the women, saying that his wife had yet to be born. After 30 years of waiting, a couple in the village gave birth to a beautiful girl, tall and light-skinned. Everyone believed she was an Ogbanje, a spirit child, since she was the only one of her kind in the entire village. The chief priest claimed the girl as his bride, declaring that she had been sent to him by the gods. Her parents, though reluctant, accepted due to fear. Agboma's beauty and the forbidden love. As Agboma grew, her beauty became even more dazzling. Men, both young and old, turned their heads to stare as she walked past. Since the chief priest had claimed her as his future wife, no one dared to approach her for marriage. Her beauty became a source of envy among the women of Umu-Alozi. A year before her 18th birthday, the age when she was supposed to marry the chief priest, a businessman from a distant village came to Umu-Alozi to buy food. When he beheld Agboma's beauty, he was so enchanted that he stood with his mouth open in amazement. He asked around about her, knowing that Umu-Alozi was not known for beautiful women. He was told about her and was also warned never to entertain any thoughts of marrying her, as she was destined to wed the powerful chief priest. The businessman, however, did not listen. Instead, he made plans to see her again. After days of failed attempts, he finally succeeded in meeting Agboma one afternoon. She was surprised to see a man who was not afraid to talk to her, unlike the others who only admired her from a distance. This intrigued her, and she developed a likeness for him. She agreed to meet him again. Their secret meetings continued until Agboma finally told her parents about him and his desire to marry her. Her parents screamed in fear and immediately disassociated themselves from the plan. They were terrified of what the chief priest might do to them. Agboma and the businessman decided to flee the village to a distant land where they could marry and start a new life. The curse of the chief priest. When they fled, the chief priest became furious. In his rage, he placed a terrible curse upon them. "Let us see if your love is strong enough. At every full moon, you both shall turn into antelopes, ele, and run into the forest. If you are unlucky, a hunter will kill you for meat." But their love remained strong. They refused to return to the chief priest for forgiveness. Instead, they crafted a strong rope and fastened themselves inside their house before every full moon. This prevented them from running into the forest once they transformed. By morning, they would change back into humans. They continued this way until they had children, and their descendants spread throughout the land, forming a village called Umu-Ele, children of the antelope. The birth of Ifenkili. For thousands of years, the people of Umu-Ele lived with the curse, transforming into antelopes at every full moon. But they kept their secret well, ensuring that no neighboring villages ever discovered their transformation. Then, Ifenkili was born. Ifenkili was a free-spirited, outspoken, and strikingly beautiful girl. the only child of her parents. She had a mind of her own and was full of curiosity. She often asked her parents, "Why do we change into antelopes every full moon? Why can't we run freely in the night as antelopes?" Her parents warned her that it was dangerous. For thousands of years, their ancestors had lived in hiding, never allowing themselves to be seen in their antelope form. But Ifinkili believed they were simply afraid for nothing. She longed to feel the thrill of running fast through the forest, to experience the strength of an antelope's body, and to explore many villages in a short time. She begged her mother to go with her, but her mother forbade it. Ifinkili's rebellion. One full moon night, Ifinkili pretended to be asleep while her mother fastened the rope around her leg. But she made sure it was not too tight. As soon as her mother left, she loosened the knot. The moment the full moon appeared, she transformed into an antelope and ran into the forest. She was exhilarated by the experience, her sharp vision in the dark, her incredible speed, and her newfound freedom. She explored distant villages before sneaking back home at dawn, unnoticed. She continued this pattern for months. But one fateful night, she got carried away and could not return home in time before sunrise. She transformed back into a human, weak, naked, and vulnerable in the middle of the forest. A hunter from a neighboring village found her. Shocked to see a naked girl in the woods, he took her home, giving her clothes and food. In the hunter's hut, Ifinkili met his son, Obidiki. The moment their eyes met, they felt an instant connection. The forbidden love back in Umuele. Ifinkili's parents were sick with worry. When they saw that her rope had been untied, they feared the worst. She had been killed by a hunter. After spending a day in the hunter's home, Ifinkili insisted on returning to her parents. Her worried parents embraced her as soon as she arrived. She confessed everything, and her father was furious. He banned her from leaving the house ever again. But the damage had already been done. Obidiki could not stop thinking about Ifinkili. He decided to find her village and see her again. When he arrived in Umuele, the villagers stared at him strangely. Though he knew he was handsome, he sensed something was off. He finally found Ifinkili's hut. But when her father saw him, he was furious. Obidike introduced himself as the son of the hunter who had helped their daughter. Out of gratitude, Ifinkili's parents gave him gifts and sent him away. But he was already in love. Breaking the curse. Obidike asked for Ifinkili's hand in marriage, but her parents refused. Her mother reminded her of their curse. How will Obidike take it when he finds out? Do you want to end up like the girl from long ago, who was betrayed by her lover and hunted by men? But Ifinkili was determined. She decided to tell Obidike, but she would lie, saying that only she was cursed, not the entire village. At first, Obidike laughed, thinking it was a joke. But when he realized she was serious, he left heartbroken. For days, Ifinkili feared the worst. But then Obidike returned and declared, "I love you, no matter what. I will marry you." Their wedding was held, and Ifinkili left for her new home. When the first full moon came, she was terrified. But to her surprise, she did not transform. She ran back to her village and discovered that no one had changed. Her marriage to Obidike had broken the curse. From that day, no one in Umuele transformed into an antelope again, but they kept their village name in honor of their ancestors. The end. Love conquers all. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.